So hello to whoever you are who's watching this video right now. My name is Sam. If you don't know who I am and you've not come from social media and you've just seen me on YouTube or whatever, nice to meet you. I was going to say a fitness influencer, but I'm absolutely not, although that's what most people would probably say because they see anyone with over 10,000 followers on Instagram and think, fitness influencer. That's not me. So a bit about me. I've been going to the gym for 7 years. And I've been on a big transformation. I've had lots of ups, lots of downs, lots of realizations. And the primary thing I want to share with you today is why I think the fitness industry is broken and how I plan on fixing it at a small scale, and then hopefully in a few years or however long it fucking takes at a bigger scale too. So here's the truth. I started off really skinny, like really, really skinny. And I didn't like it. And truthfully, I wanted to gain some size and some weight when I was, 14, when it first started bothering me, because I didn't have any confidence to talk to girls, to wear the clothes that I wanted I didn't feel respected by the other boys my age. And that's what really started me. And those reasons were strong and they got me going. And then it got to a point where I wasn't skinny anymore, but I wasn't looking how I wanted to look because I followed all the advice to bulk up and to put on size. And that was cool. And it got me to a certain point that I saw it working, but then I just started to slowly get fat. And I was never fat. I was the kid who couldn't put on any weight. And that really confused me. And I stayed there for a few years wondering why I looked just kind of like average. Like I had some more muscle than when I started, but it wasn't how I wanted to look basically. And I just got super confused and I didn't know why this was the case because I was following everyone's advice to just bulk up and eat more, train hard, you'll get the muscle and the physique that you want. Problem is, that's bad advice and I now know that. And so my main thing, if you're new to who I am and my brand and my mission, is I am very, very against the whole bulking and cutting procedure that most modern fitness is based around, particularly when it comes to men and when it comes to actually building a body over the years. Because what you have to understand is that bulking and cutting is a bodybuilding approach. It is. That's where it originates. That's what it's used for primarily. And the thing about bodybuilders is that they're often taking drugs, performance enhancing drugs, which I won't name, alongside doing those things. And so their results are going to be 10 times more amplified than yours and better, depending on what that means. And they're not going to have all of the same struggles that you will when you do a bulk and a cut, okay? They're also getting prepped for competitions to look like mutants on stage, which, by the way, I don't want anyone to think that I think bodybuilders don't deserve credit or that I don't like them. I think it's an incredibly difficult sport and I have a lot of respect for bodybuilders, but here's the thing, most of us don't want to look like them, yet we're all taking advice from them. And we're all taking advice from fitness influencers that follow their procedures and also take drugs. So here's the thing, and here's the question you have to ask yourself, which I ask myself. Is it really worth eating excessive amounts of food for 7 months of the year to honestly hate how you look because of the inevitable fat gain, to then only look good for probably about a month of the year because the months before that, the 2 more months or however many months before it makes up a year, you're doing a cut and then you're feeling like shit because you have to cut and starve yourself and you feel like you're losing muscle. So to only really look good for 1 month of the year, but then also worry that you're now too small because you feel like you've lost all the size that you had on the bulk, is it worth it? No, is the answer. It's not worth it. And really what I want to communicate with this video is not only is it not worth it, but there's a better way. And I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you and tell you that I have the secret. I do not have the secret, but I do have a better way of doing it. And I know it's a better way because my company, my team, my clients, and my team's clients, we all use these strategies and actually get way, way better results by just following a much more sustainable, balanced approach where you actually feel confident in your body all year round. You feel in alignment with your body all year round. You don't ever feel for 1 second that you're gross or that your face is getting fat or that you're carrying around this extra weight on your stomach, on your lower back. that it's bulging over your trousers when it never used to. Like, that is not supposed to happen. That's the opposite of what fitness is about, right? Fitness is about feeling and looking good. And bulking and cutting is the opposite of that for most people. Because the truth is that you probably just want to feel more confident with your shirt off. Maybe you want to feel like your body reflects the confidence you already feel internally if you're already a confident person. But the minute that you start trying to shortcut the process by following this bad advice is the minute that your body doesn't align with what you actually want. And that is when you feel gross, not to mention you're stuffing yourself. I remember when I was doing the whole bulks and cuts, my mum would actually make me a bowl of oats. Like, back when I was living at home, my mum would make me a bowl of oats, nothing on them, plain fucking oats, because I couldn't bring myself to make them, because I was that put off food, because I was eating that much food. My stomach was growing. Sure, my arms were growing, my shoulders were growing, but guess what? They would have grown anyway if I was just eating a little bit more food than I needed. Okay? And this is what our strategies are about. So the truth is that you don't need to bulk and cut, and more likely than not, it's just going to land you in a situation where you dislike your body more than you do right now, which is obviously not the aim. Now, for those of you that have done a bulk and cut and have realized this, you're probably now in the situation where you have a bit of belly fat, you're bigger than when you started in the right ways, but more so bigger than you started in the wrong ways. So your belly is bigger, your lower back is bigger. It's not a place that you want to be. And if you are in that position, your path from here is simple. You need to cut the fat, not do a big cut aggressively where you drop your cut. So if this is your maintenance calories and a cut drops your calories down to here, we don't want to do that, because you're going to get starving compared to what you've been doing. And also you're going to lose a lot of muscle. But this is the problem with bulking and cutting, is that you'll have your maintenance here and you start by bulking up here, which is way too many calories. You gain a lot of weight quickly and you think, great, this is muscle, this is muscle, this is muscle. And then it gets to here and you realize it's all fat. And then what you do is you think, oh no, shit, now I need to cut because I've gained all this fat. So you drop your calories so much further below your original maintenance. You lose all the fat, great. You lose all the muscle you gained, not great. Then you feel too skinny again. And this cycle continues and it continues and it continues. And guess what happens? Because you can't control how you feel when you feel too skinny with no fat and too fat with too much fat at the peak of a bulk, you're never going to get anywhere. But you're not to be blamed for that, because it's not good to feel at either one of those extremes. So what you need to do is stop being extreme and start doing something sustainable. Because if you can't do something sustainable with fitness, I can promise you and guarantee you it's not going to work. Because if there's one word that you associate with fitness and feeling good, it's sustainability. And anyone with any credibility in the fitness industry will tell you the same thing. It's not necessarily about what works, it's about what works for you. And if you're doing this to look a certain way, if you're doing this to feel better about the way that you look, because it would make you feel better and more confident and allow you to do things which would make you feel like the most confident version of yourself, maybe talking to potential partners or feeling good with your top off or feeling respected in a room at work, whatever it is, you need to find a way that works for you, where you don't feel like shit for most of the time just to feel really good for some of the time. You need to feel good all of the time. That is the whole point of fitness. And really, that's what I'm trying to communicate here and with this channel, and just raw and unfiltered like this, because the fitness industry pushes all of this bullshit because so many people are fixated on likes and views. And guess what? I don't really get that many views on Instagram. I don't get that many views on TikTok. And it's not because I don't know how. I do know how. I've built pages on TikTok and Instagram that I've had millions of views on certain videos, millions and millions in different niches as well as in fitness, because I know how to go viral. But the problem is, to go viral, you need to appeal to what most people want to see the most, which is quick fixes, which is things that give you overnight results. And guess what? In the fitness industry, that's not possible. And if someone frames it as possible, they're lying to you. And they're usually lying to you by taking the drugs, okay, by saying that they've achieved something in a certain time frame when they clearly haven't. And this is what we're grappling with. So my aim with this channel and my aim with all these videos, whether you've come from my social media or you've come from YouTube itself, is I'm going to cut through the bullshit and tell you how to actually get in good shape if you're currently stuck in the gym just no frills. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to be transparent about it because I don't want you to get stuck too. Now, we have our strategies in my company, Project Gain, that can help you, that can actually help you get unstuck and see results. If you're interested in that, you can click a link in the description to book in a call, to chat with one of us, and we'll guide you through what that could look like for you. But equally, I'm not going to make you do that. We don't work with anyone anyway. We don't work with everyone anyway, is what I meant to say. So don't feel like you have to do that. We're there if you need the help and if you want the help. But the truth is that either way, I'm just going to keep pumping out content that reveals the truth and strips away the bullshit, because I feel like that's my job at this point. I've got through it myself through sheer perseverance, and I don't want you to have to do the same. So make sure you subscribe and follow me on socials if you actually want to learn how to build your body minus all the bullshit, because there doesn't need to be so much of it. And I will come back with another video explaining more of the specifics, or if there's anything you want me to cover about building muscle, losing fat, as a generally slimmer guy, or as a guy who feels like he has skinny fat, or whatever it may be. You can drop it below, or even mindset and the mental health side of it, because I'm big on that too. Drop it below, I'll cover it because I care. All right, see you later.